gentlemen, and welcome to a chilly Doucette field for the home opener of the Tewksbury High School football team. I'm Bill Gilman alongside Rich Rousseau. A lot of excitement here in the stadium as the Tewksbury High School team off to a 2-0 start, and Rich coming off a totally dominant 27-7 win last week over Lowell.
Yeah, the Lowell Red Raiders, 27-7. They're coming off that, and Belmont Marauders coming off a loss against Wakefield Memorial, 36-12. So 2-0 Redmond against a 2-1 Marauders team. It should be a great matchup.
And Belmont High won the toss. They deferred. So Tewksbury will be receiving the opening kickoff, and we are moments away from the home opener here at Doucette. Ball fielded at about the 15-yard line. There's an opening up the middle. Let's check and see who that was.
Great opening, Sean Hurdle.
Sean Hurdle on the return. Coming up limping just a bit, but a nice return up the middle up to about the 43-yard line, giving Tewksbury good field position. And the Tewksbury offense has been outstanding the first two games, Rich.
Pretty dominant, in fact. Led by captains Michael Sullivan, Blake Ryder, Sean Hurdle. It has just truly been amazing to see what they've done in just two games already.
This could be a tasty matchup for the Tewksbury offense. They've been averaging 31 points a game, going up against a defense that's been giving up 30 points a game so far. So sophomore visits Ciencio, calling signals. The pitch is to the right side. Alex Arbogast,
Yep.
He's wrapped up at about the 45-yard line for a gain of about 2.
Yep.
Alex Arbogast had a tremendous opening week, 226 yards rushing, 4 touchdowns against Danvers.
On 10 carries.
On just 10
carries.
Missed last week's game, was on a college recruiting trip, so he is back in action and ready to go this week. But the offense really didn't seem to miss a beat last week.
Yeah, and looked like the Redmen are going to set up a 2-8. Second down, 8 to go.
Ciencio calling signals. The handoff on the left side. A big hole there.
Yeah, Hunter Johnson.
That was Hunter Johnson taking advantage of some great blocking up front. He's got a first down run into Belmont territory. They're going to mark him down at about the Belmont 45-yard line, 1st and 10, and already Tewksbury on the move. Tewksbury's got some tremendous depth at running back. They can just come at you a number of different ways. Ciencio brings him out. There's a handoff. That's going to be Manny Mangata. The handoff up the middle. Gain of about 2.
And Bill, you brought up a great point. I mean, the Redmen have so many, tools in their arsenal here from a running back perspective. It's been awesome to see what they've done in 2 weeks.
They really do. I mean, you just see that right now. Three plays, 3 different running backs getting the ball, and we haven't even seen Ciencio try to go to the air yet. So yeah, you're right. Just an awful lot of weapons in the arsenal. All right, so second down and 8 yards to go. Ciencio calling signals.
And a handoff to Hunter Johnson, right up the gut.
Looks like a gain down to about the 37-yard line. Call it a gain of about 5 yards, maybe 4. It's going to be 3rd and about 3 at the 37. Johnson filled in nicely as the lead back last week with Arbogast gone, and boy, he runs hard.
Yeah, 18 carries last week for total of 68 yards, 2 touchdowns.
So 3rd down and 3. Ciencio in the gun. He passes it to Mangata. Mangata drops the ball. They're going to call that an incomplete pass.
And it looked like it hit his hands and looked like it just slipped right through.
Yeah, he may have turned his head upfield just a bit before he caught the ball. So it's going to be 4th down, about 3 yards to go, and it looks like no big surprise. Tewksbury will be going for it. Sean Hurdle checking back into the lineup. And Brian Elward's going to call a timeout here for this fourth down play. So we're talking about the multiple weapons that they've got. Last week with Arbogast gone, Ciencio passed for over 260 yards, I
Yeah,
believe.
7 for 12 he was, 267 yards. That's right, Bill.
And, so at just a sophomore, you saw some of his potential, but also he had a couple of interceptions. So he's still young, still making some mistakes.
Still learning, yep.
But certainly an awful lot of upside for him as a young quarterback to develop in this system. And we've seen over the years a lot of talented young quarterbacks getting a chance to grow over a period of a few years.
Yeah, and it's looking right now that Vinny, with a solid 3 years to still go, the Redmond future looks bright.
Ciencio under center. Hurdle at tailback. It's going to be Hurdle going over tackle. And he looks like he's going to have a first down.
Yeah, and brought down by Marauders Stephen Hong and Ben William.
It's going to be a challenge for the Tewksbury the linemen. Belmont has got some good size up front. They've got 3 or 4 guys in that 280, 270 range, one over 300. So it's going to be a challenge up front. Ciencio now on first down, calling signals. He's coming out of the shotgun. It's Hurdle up the middle. Met right in the hole. Hurdle have a gain of about 2. Took a big hit from Ryan Halloran.
Yeah. 6'1", 210 pounds. So as you were saying, a lot of size on the Belmont line.
They do. They've got some big boys up there, and it is going to be a challenge for the Tewksbury front, which is a fairly young front, fairly young team this year. A lot of talent, but a lot of inexperience. All right, second down at about 8. Ciencio calling signals.
The pitch to Hunter Johnson.
Johnson
right side.
looking for a hole, and he coughs up the ball. And they're going to rule that a fumble, and Belmont has recovered. So the first big break of the game, a fumble recovered by Brian Logan for Belmont, is going to give the Marauders a 1st and 10 at about their own 29, maybe the 30-yard line. But the first big mistake of the game, the fumble by Hunter Johnson.
And turnovers, those are going to be the killer for the Redmond here. So let's see if they can work to recover on defense.
They're going to mark it about the 30, and that may have been one of those situations where Hunter was fighting for some extra yardage. He took a hit, was fighting, didn't go down, and it was that second hit that seemed to jar the ball loose.
He looked like he tried to cut back up toward the middle, and a slight move there, but costly at none the least.
All right, so Belmont comes out. 1st and 10. They're from their own 30-yard line. It's going to be Arce Vian at quarterback. And he's back to pass. He's looking deep on first down, looking for a wide, not an open receiver, but had about a step, but overthrew.
Good coverage up the left side there. Good single coverage from Nick DeGloria.
Brian Logan, a big, tall, wide receiver, 6'5". That's going to be a challenge for the Tewksbury defensive backs going up against a wide receiver that big.
We'll set up 2nd and 10 here for the Marauders.
Arce Vian out of the gun. They've got 5 wide, going with the spread offense. A quick out to Chris Cagliano, but it's wrapped up.
Looks like by Blake Ryder and Michael Sullivan to grab the leg.
Boy, they read that really nicely. Gain of only about 3. It's going to be 3rd and 7.
And with just under 8 minutes to go here in the first quarter.
Still scoreless here at Doucette. 3rd and long. Belmont going with 4 wide. Arcedian in the gun. Again, a quick out, but oh, what a nice hit. Michael Sullivan.
Read it perfectly. Read it perfectly.
The pass to Ben William, and just as he caught it, Sullivan wrapped him up for a loss of a yard. It's going to be 4th and 8, and Belmont's going to be forced to punt right off the bat. A nice defensive series for the Redmen.
And what a great recovery from the Redmond fumble.
Yeah, for the defense to step up, get the offense the ball right back.
It looks like A.G. Sini is going to set up to return the punt.
Sini is set up. Looks like he's going to be set up at about the 37-yard line. Stephen Hong back to punt for the Marauders. Sini fields the ball, muffs it, and is wrapped up immediately. That might...
By number 23, Adrian Gurung.
Yeah, he tried to catch that ball over his shoulder, and fortunately was able to pick it up off the bounce. Tewksbury will start their second possession from their own 25-yard line, 1st and 10, with 6:29 to go here in the first quarter. So a good drive on the first drive for Tewksbury. Got stymied by the fumble, and we'll see if they can move the ball again here on the second. All right, so Vinny Ciancio brings him out, calling signals. There's the pitch to Arbogast. Arbogast looking to cut to the outside, but he is wrapped up for no gain.
Number 1, Chris Cagliano, it looks like. Again, another tall linebacker, 6'3", is Cagliano.
Yeah, Cagliano able to read the play well, crossing from the other side of the field and fighting through the blocks, kind of slicing through, and able to make that tackle for no gain. So it's going to be 2nd and long here. It's going to be Hunter Johnson and Sullivan split wide. There's a pass inside, incomplete.
It was intended for Blake Ryder.
Yeah, they tried to run a bit of a flood on that right side with Hunter Johnson going deep, Ryder cutting to the inside, but just short hopped it just a bit. So it's going to be 3rd and, well, actually they're going to move. That first run was a loss of 2, so it's going to be 3rd and 12 here. Ciancio out of the gun. Calling signals, he's back to pass. They're running the screen to Hurdle. Hurdle's got a train in front of him, looking to fight his way through the outside, and it looks like he's going to have a first down. Well-executed screen pass to Sean Hurdle.
He followed the train. He did follow the train there.
Oh, he had some beautiful blocking out in front of him, and they're going to mark him out of bounds at the 42-yard line. 1st and 10 for the Redmen. That was a play that they used successfully last week that went for an 85-yard touchdown, I believe. That was to Johnson. They used last week.
That's right, Bill.
So that's a well-executed play. All right, 1st and 10 at the 42-yard line. Ciancio calling signals. Handoff is going to be to Johnson. He makes a nice gain on first down. Looks like maybe a gain of about 5 yards.
And that's perfect. Anytime you can get middle yardage like that on first down, I mean that's a great setup. Trying to work in increments of 10 here.
Absolutely, it gives them a lot more options.
Right.
If you're looking at 2nd and 5, you've got some options now of what you want to do. All right, 2nd and 5. Ciancio takes a snap. Once again, it's to Johnson, but this time he is wrapped up.
Brian Logan, defensive end, another tall, 6'5". Incredible height and size at Belmont.
Logan already making a couple of big defensive plays. He had that fumble recovery and a big play there of a gain of about 1. So it's going to be 3rd and about 4 now. So it looks like Johnson's going to come out. Arbogast is going to be in the backfield. Ciancio brings him out.
Looks like they're setting up trips wide.
They are with Sullivan, and now Arbogast is going in motion. He takes the handoff to the right side. He's looking for some room. He gets some room around the corner, and he's going to have a first down. Oh, what a nice jump to the outside.
Bill, that's why you get into the outside there is so critical. You know, he just had so much room there to move. And the blocking from the Redmen looked great.
And he read the blocking.
Yeah.
He knew he was thinking about cutting back to the inside, but he read it. He jumped to the outside and was able to make a nice gain of about 10 yards. It's going to be first down at the Belmont 42 with 3:44 to go here in the first quarter. No score between Tewksbury and Belmont. All right, Ciancio calling signals out of the gun. Handoff to Hunter Johnson coming to the left side. Basically, it was the same play, just to the opposite side, this time with Johnson. Gain of about 4 yards on the play. Second down at about 6.
Again, great getting middle yards on that first down. Again, just gives them the options for second down here in 6.
And, Tewksbury, as much as any team in high school football, uses so many different formations, and they can run out of all of them. Now they're coming out with the I formation here. Ciancio back to pass, play action, looking downfield. He's got a man, incomplete. Out of bounds.
Great coverage from Belmont defense there.
It was. He was looking for Sullivan along the sidelines, and but just could not make the connection in bounds. So we're going to be looking at a 3rd down and 6 from about the 39-yard line. And what we just saw was the wind blowing the ball there. It is a windy night here at Doucette. We'll see if that winds up playing a factor at some point.
Pretty cool for September standards, that's for sure, although it does feel like football weather now.
We've got a timeout on the field. It's going to be Belmont calling a timeout this time. It is a cool night. I believe they said it was 50 degrees at the time of kickoff, with the wind making it feel like about 45. Not exactly what you'd expect for September weather here.
I think the first day of fall, in fact. First full day of fall, anyway. So, yeah, pretty impressive that yesterday was summer and today is fall, and it feels like November.
Exactly. Exactly, it does. The game tonight being played in the shadow of the being constructed Center Elementary School here, and that's got to be a source of pride. You're in the involved school committee as this is being built, this whole complex taking shape now. It's got to be a source of great pride for the whole school community.
It really is, and we look forward to the opening after the first of the year, and welcoming students in grades 2 through 4. A great resource for the community for sure.
Absolutely, and so much new construction going on here in the center of Tewksbury with the new fire station, and it looks tremendous. All right, 3rd down, 7 yards to go. Ciancio looking downfield. He's got Sullivan with the catch.
And what a great route. Sullivan wide open down there. Defense just read that wrong. And they end up in the red zone. Within the red zone, within the 20.
Looks like they're going to make that mark him down about the 16. And if he could have caught that in stride, he might have had a touchdown. He had to go down on one knee to make the catch. But 1st and 10 from the 16-yard line for Tewksbury, and they are threatening to take the lead. Ciancio calling signals. 1st and 10 out of the gun. He's got Hurdle behind him. Handoff to Hurdle up the middle. Plowing ahead, dragging tacklers.
And the Redmen pushing the pile, looks like to about the 10-yard line for a gain of about 6.
That's exactly what it is. That's where they're going to mark it. It's going to be second down and about 4 yards to go. Boy, right now the offensive line is having their way. When they want to run between the tackles, they are getting a good push up front. Ciancio once again out of the gun. This time Hunter Johnson next to him. The handoff to Johnson. He is turning to the left. He is looking for the end zone. And he's down at about the 1 yard line, just shy of the goal line.
Brought down by number 11, Ben William.
So it's going to be first down, goal to go for Tewksbury. They're going to mark him down at the 2, actually. I'm going to say his knee was down at the 2. Paxton Green coming in as another tight end. I formation, Hurdle and Arbogast. Ciancio calling signals. There's the handoff to Arbogast. He's up the middle. Touchdown, Tewksbury.
Right up the gut for Arbogast there. And the Redmen are just having their way with the defensive line of the Marauders.
Absolutely. When they choose to run, the Marauders have some good speed to the outside. They've made some good plays outside the tackles. But when they choose to run up the middle, the Tewksbury line is just blowing open some holes. And that one was super easy for Alex Arbogast. That's going to be his 5th touchdown of the season. And the Redmen are up 6-0 here with 1:12 to go in the first quarter.
And it looks like the Redmen are setting up for 2 here, Bill.
It does look that way. Maybe a bit of confusion. Coach Aylward looks like, oh, now we're going to get a personal foul. Unsportsmanlike conduct on Tewksbury. And Coach Aylward would like to know why.
I'm a little confused there why as well, Bill.
And it may have had something to do with the celebration. Now what's going to be interesting is what Belmont wants to do with this, because this was a dead ball foul. And he was just told, and Coach Aylward is having a discussion with who may be responsible. So it looks like Belmont may take that on the kickoff. That may be applied on the kickoff. So Tewksbury's going to go for 1 here.
And freshman Jackson Feudo is going to kick for the extra point.
Snap is clean, the ball down, the kick is up, and the kick is good. And the teams head back upfield. Tewksbury has taken a 7-0 lead with 1:12 to play here in the first quarter.
And it's so great to see a freshman up here on the varsity field, playing, with the Redmen again. He's got some great, great future ahead of him.
Absolutely. And, Coach Aylward, much like another well-known football coach in the region, takes his special teams very seriously. And when he sees a young kicker who has got the ability to kick consistently, he will get him in there, and he will groom him, and he will get him to the point where he'll become a weapon on kickoffs, field goals.
Absolutely, and that's exactly what Jackson Feudo really is.
Absolutely. He, as you say, he's got a huge future ahead of him here.
Again, Coach Aylward talking with the refs. Looks like probably about the personal foul call.
The referees explaining exactly why they called what they called. And it does appear to be something that was after the touchdown. So that the penalty is going to be applied. This is interesting. It almost looks like a double penalty was applied, maybe a 15-yard penalty and then half the distance, so 2 personal fouls on the play. And they're going to be kicking off from the 12-yard line. All right. It looks like it is Dante Dunek doing the kicking, and the whistle is blown. and I apologize, I did not have that number correct. It's Mason Vietz, who is
Mason
doing
Vietz,
the.
yep. Yeah, Mason
Vietz
Yep.
is doing the kicking.
It looks like it's going to be another penalty on the
And
Redmen.
it does look like another penalty, and now they're going to be kicking off from what is about the 7-yard line right now, and we can only assume that was perhaps an offside. Somebody jumped the gun. I'm not sure that any of us have seen a kickoff from this deep in your own territory, but Belmont is going to have exceptional field position. All right, Mason Vietz steps into it. Line drive kick comes down about midfield, is fielded right there by Cagliano, and he is taken down hard at about the 35-yard line. But
Yeah, about a 17-yard punt return there for Cogliano.
But Belmont is going to have exceptional field position here for their second possession. They are going to have a 1st and 10 at Tewksbury's 35-yard line. So this cannot. These type of penalties, again, we said a young team. These type of penalties cannot make Coach Aylward happy.
Yeah, and the Marauders trying to answer here now to Redmond's touchdown with 1:09 left to go in the first quarter.
All right, 4 wide receivers. RCV and looking for the signal from the sidelines. Calling signals out of the gun. Redmond coming on a blitz. They're going to run against it. That's number 23, Adrian Gorong. Makes a nice gain to the left side out of bounds. They're going to give him about 7 yards, so it's going to be about 2nd and 3.
And broke a couple tackles there. Ryan Fleming looks like got in with the blitz.
Going to mark him out at the 29-yard line, so gain of 6. So it's going to be 2nd and 4.
Just about a minute to go, Bill. Marauders certainly threatening here.
This is going to be a test for the Tewksbury defense that played so well last week against Lowell. 2nd down, 4 yards to go. RCV, and again, the handoff to Gurin. Gurin trying to bounce it to the outside. Nothing doing this time.
And Manny Mangata got right in there.
Sophomore Manny Mangata has had a tremendous start to the season. 2 big games. He's got 3 sacks so far. And he has really shown himself to be a tremendous defensive player at linebacker.
And it looks like a loss of 2 there for the Marauders. We'll set up 3rd and 7.
And it looks like that may be the end of the first quarter. They're going to call this the end of the first quarter. All right. So, after 1 quarter here at Doucette Field, Tewksbury with a 7-0 lead. What are your impressions so far here of the home opener?
Well, I think, Bill, I mean, the Redmen, they're moving the ball on offense, but there's, some costly mistakes with penalties. So let's see if the Redmen can regroup on that and stop them here as they approach the red zone.
I think what we've seen in the first quarter is kind of a microcosm of what has been seen the first 2 games. A lot of talent, a lot of ability, but a young team, perhaps a bit of immaturity, and as you said, some big mistakes. The fumble on the first possession, the penalties after the touchdown, and whether that cost them today against a Belmont, it's hard to tell. But against some of the tough teams in the league that they're going to face, you can't do that.
Can't do that. You're absolutely right. And let's see if the defense can recover here as they get the second quarter rolling.
All right, we're set to start the second quarter. Belmont having a 3rd down, about 7 yards to go at the 33-yard line. Arce Vion calling signals. He's back to pass, looking downfield, incomplete. He short-hopped it. Was looking for Logan, the big wide receiver.
And DeGloria was right there.
Yeah, I'm not sure. When you've got a 6'5" wide receiver, I'm not sure throwing it down around his knees is probably the strategy you want to do. I mean, his advantage is you toss it up in the air, let him go up for it. He's going to have a huge advantage against
Absolutely.
these smaller defensive backs.
Absolutely, Bill.
All right, so Belmont going to go for it here on 4th down, 4th and 7 from about the 33-yard line. Belmont going 5 wide here, 4. And now Belmont's going to have to use a timeout here. They had some confusion. They were down one lineman, it looked like.
Actually, it looked like there was too many guys in the field there, Bill.
Oh, really?
Yeah. 12 guys were on the field, so it looks like they're going to have to be forced to use a timeout there.
So that's going to be the second timeout for them. They're going to only have one left here for the first half. Just 3 seconds into the second quarter here. Tewksbury with a 7-0 lead. We're talking about how dominant the performance was last week by the Tewksbury defense. The statistic was kind of jarring. Lowell had minus 32 yards rushing in the game. That's impressive.
Yeah, that's almost very hard to do.
It really is. That's a tremendous performance by this young defense. And to be honest, they went up against, in the first game, they went up against a very talented passing attack in Danvers, and they afforded themselves quite nicely in that game as well.
Well, it doesn't help when you fumble, when your opponent fumbles 3 times as well, and you work to recover.
Right, exactly. All right, so we're looking at 4th down, 7 yards to go, 33-yard line. RCV and back to pass. He is looking, and he was looking for Logan again.
Quick pass, and Logan was not ready for it. He hadn't even, looks like completed the route, and he was sort of shaking his head, as almost to say, why'd you throw it so quickly?
Exactly. He hadn't turned to look for the ball yet. So Tewksbury's going to take over on downs. A nice stand after starting at the 35-yard line. Tewksbury, a tremendous defensive stand, and they're going to take over at their own 33. What a great job.
And let's see if that Redmond line can push through here, and let's see what they can do on 1st and 10.
All right. 1st and 10, Ciancio calling signals. Hunter Johnson on the pitch to the left side rather. No room there, and he is swallowed up.
Yep.
It's going to be a loss of about 2.
We haven't really seen that much from the Belmont defense, so a little regrouping from them, it looks like, and they come out firing here.
They've got some good speed on those corners, and that seems to be where their strength defensively is. So, and Tewksbury's running attack has had better success right up the gut. So it's going to be second. They're going to have it a loss of a yard. It's going to be 2nd and 11. Ciancio calling signals.
And a handoff to Hurdle, looks like.
Hurdle trying to bounce it outside. He had to duck and get what he could. Gain of about 4 yards on the play. They're going to mark him down at the 35-yard line. It's going to be 3rd down and about 7.
Let's see what the Redmond do here. Looks like Braden Aylwood coming back out. Out for Arbogast. Ciancio back to the huddle now.
Ciancio brings them out. He's got Kenny Wynn wide to the right.
It looks like timeout, Tewksbury.
Coach Elwer did not like what he was looking at there. Called the timeout. That's their second timeout here in the first half. And they're going to have 1 to go.
And with still a little over 10 minutes to go. Coach Elwood. Coach Elwood entered his 26th year as a high school Redmond coach.
It really is amazing the legacy, because he is still still a young man. He's still a relatively young man. Got to start coaching this team at a very young age, and
back when I was here, I was a freshman.
Were you really?
I was a freshman.
He has crafted such an amazing legacy here. The program, and we were talking about, you also serve as president of the Tewksbury Youth Football League, and we were talking about his great relationship with the youth program as the feeder system for the high school.
Brian Aylward has been amazingly consistent. He cares about the feeder program, and to have the relationship that we have with him is a tremendous testament to how, when the kids get to this level, why you see what you see out here week after week.
So third down and about 7. Sancio calling signals. He's back to pass. The rush is on. He is looking downfield and is incomplete.
And it looked like blocked by Bryce Hubbard there. Excellent coverage from the defense. Intended for number 12, Kenny Noonan.
He was looking for Kenny Wynn downfield and had him open for about a heartbeat. But as you said, the coverage was excellent. So it's going to be 4th and 7. And Tewksbury is going to have to punt. It's going to be Michael Sullivan setting up to do the kicking. Snap is good. The kick gets out, and it is getting a Tewksbury roll. It looks like it's going to roll dead at about the 26-yard line.
About a 50-yard punt for Sullivan there. That was fantastic.
Yeah, nice job. Turned the field there, and so with 10:03 to go here in the first half, Tewksbury with a 7-0 lead. Belmont will try to get some type of offense going. Right now, the Tewksbury defense has been every bit as dominant today as they were last week.
Yeah, the defense really showing up tonight, and let's see if Belmont can answer to it and respond to it, and try and make something happen here before the half.
All right, Belmont coming out, 1st and 10. Arce Velan calling signals. He keeps the ball and gets up for about a gain of about a yard. They're going to give him, I think, there.
Yeah, pile of Redmond on top.
There was no. He tried to fake the handoff, do a keeper, but the Redmen were having none of it. They're going to give him a gain of about 2 on the play, so 2nd down and 8. The Tewksbury defensive line here, and you can see they've got some terrific athletes, but they're giving up probably about 40 pounds a man across the line, and they are more than holding their own here.
Absolutely. Tewksbury tough, Bill. That's what they say. Let's see what the Marauders can do here on 2nd and 8.
Arce Velan out of the gun. The handoff.
Fakes the pass.
Over to the right side.
Brought down by Manny Mangata just before being taken out of bounds.
Looks like that was Goering again over there. They're going to give him a gain of about 4 yards on the play. So we're going to call it 3rd and 4 here at about the 32-yard line. This is kind of a sneaky big play for Belmont here to try to get a 1st down, because they have really not been able to generate anything so far.
Yeah, 3rd down here, and they need some momentum.
And just being able to keep their own defense off the field would be a big thing. So Goering again gets a handoff, and he is buried.
Taken down the line, gets right through so easily, and taken down in the backfield for a loss of about 8 or 9 yards.
And the charge, once again, led by the sophomore, Manny Mangata. He is really, you look at a young man who's got a huge upside here, just a sophomore, and he is already being a dominant defensive player. So it's going to be 4th and about 8. Belmont going to be looking to punt here. Stephen Hong back to do the kicking.
It looks like A.J. Seeney's set to receive. Let's see what the Redmen can do here.
Seeney lined up at about the 30-yard line. Runs up, gets it, fumbles it, picks it up, runs hard down to about the Belmont 45-yard line, and that was almost a disaster.
Seeney makes me nervous with the punt returns, it seems. A couple, almost misfortunes on his second punt return.
He came up hard. He wanted to catch it on the fly, and just didn't get quite far enough, and it slammed off his knee. Fortunately, once again, he was able to pick it up off the bounce and get some good yardage on the return to the 45. So Tewksbury on the plus side of the field, 1st and 10. Ciancio calling signals out of the gun. It's going to be Arbogast on the sweep. Cuts back inside.
Breaks
inside the 40.
Yep.
They're going to mark him down at about the 38-yard line.
And taken down by Ryan Halloran.
That's a gain of about 7 on 1st down, and as you were mentioning earlier, it gives the Tewksbury offense some options.
Exactly, and again, Arbogast, I mean, so smooth with his carries. I mean, the man has just got so much speed and able to break through several tackles there before he gets taken down after a gain of 7.
This may be the opportunity to take a shot. Michael Sullivan lined up wide to the left. Wynn lined up wide right. Ciancio out of the gun. Nope, it's going to be a sweep to the left side. Arbogast looking. He's got a hole. He's breaking it. He is gone for the touchdown.
Arbogast with about a 39-yard run there on the handoff from Ciancio.
Alex Arbogast's 2nd touchdown of the night. 6th touchdown of the year already in just 2 games played. And with 6:25 to go in the first half, Tewksbury has extended its lead to 13-0.
And again, it looks like they're going to bring out freshman Jackson Feudo for the extra point.
There's a snap. The ball is down. The kick is blocked.
Blocked, yep.
So the kick is no good. So the teams will come back upfield, 6:25 to play. Tewksbury with a 13-0 lead. That was such a beautifully executed run play on the sweep.
We were just saying on the 7-yard gain how quick and Arbogast really made the Marauders pay for that whole possession on that whole set of downs. Just a great running.
One of the things really impressive about Alex Arbogast is as he runs those sweeps, he looks to where his blocking is, and he makes a decision, generally makes the right decision about where to cut, whether to go outside, inside. And in this situation, he saw the opening, and we shouldn't omit the fact that Michael Sullivan gave him some great downfield blocking.
Yeah.
And a lot of times, getting some blocking from your wide receivers downfield is the difference between maybe an 8-10 yard gain and a 38-yard touchdown.
That's right, Bill. That's right. And it looks like Mason Veets set to do the kicking here from the Redmond 45. Oh, the Redmond 40, excuse me.
I suspect he is much happier to be kicking from the 40 than from the 12. Although, oh, no, he's going to be fielded at about the 20. Tripped up.
Yeah. Chris Cagliano with about a 13-yard return there.
Ryan Fleming on the tackle. So Belmont will start up with 6:20 to go in the first half. I'll have to go back and check, but I'm not sure that they've got a first down so far. If they do, it may just be one. But they're going to have a first down here they're going to be starting up at their own 33-yard line, 1st and 10.
Yeah, Belmont just has not been able to get any momentum so far this game, and let's see if this possession changes that.
Once again, coming out in the spread formation, R.C. Villain calling signals out of the gun.
And Hurdle read that perfectly, but looks like they got the screen pass over.
Yeah, they tried to do a quick wide receiver screen, and that is Chris Cagliano breaking tackles or dragging the pile.
Yeah, he dragged about 3 or 4 Redmond there, so just impressive size on the Marauders. But unfortunately, they haven't been able to use it to their advantage much tonight. But that one was definitely a 6-yard run, one of their bigger runs for the evening.
That's like 2nd down and about 4 for Belmont. Coming out, Arce Villain Out of the gun. Trying to draw Tewksbury offside. Tewksbury not biting. Quick pass. Overthrows his receiver. Was again looking for Cagliano, this time on the left side.
And again, DeGloria, good coverage there.
Third down for Belmont.
One of the recurring themes of problems that Belmont has had with their passing game is, as you say, it seems like Arce Villan has been throwing the ball too quickly. Maybe he's been a little nervous about the pass rush. He's been a little concerned about getting hit. But he has definitely seemed to be throwing the ball before his receivers have been ready.
That's the one thing, too, with the Belmont roster. There's only one senior on their roster. It's interesting.
Screen pass, or attempted screen pass, incomplete. Trying to get it to Stephen Hong. And it's going to be fourth down. So what started with a nice first down play, gain of 6. Belmont unable to capitalize, and it's going to be fourth down and 4 yards to go from their own 39-yard line. And one of the things with so many incomplete passes, of course, the clock stops. So Tewksbury with more than enough time here, 5:20 to go in the first half, already leading 13-0.
Looks like Sini's going to set up again for the return.
Sini set up at about the 32-yard line. Hong back to punt. Gets it away. Sini calling poison, telling everybody to get away from it, and Belmont's going to down that at about the 37-yard line. So Tewksbury with 5:13 left on the clock, plenty of time to increase their lead here. Already up 13-0.
Yeah, this game has been all Redmond, Bill. I mean, this is, great start to the season from a home opener perspective, and looking to add on here.
All right. Ciancio under center, calling signals. Full house backfield, handoff to Hurdle, over tackle. He's breaking into the defensive backfield, and nobody is going to catch him. He is going to go the distance. That is going to be a 63-yard touchdown run for Sean Hurdle.
Another Tewksbury touchdown.
And again, right up the middle. I mean, you can't even, describe Belmont's defense, and just how they're just getting taken advantage of here this game.
Belmont looked like they tried to stuff the line of scrimmage, come up tight, and as soon as he broke through, there was nobody in the defensive backfield.
Right. And Feudo, kick is good.
All right, so 2 out of 3 for Feudo on the extra points. So that did not take much time at all.
20 seconds.
20 seconds, and Tewksbury has extended their lead to 20-0 here in the home opener at Doucette Field. And I'll tell you what, you mentioned just the one senior on the roster for, or just a handful of seniors. For Belmont. But Tewksbury also very young in some key positions.
Yep.
And this is kind of an exciting team when you look at the talent that they've got, what they've already accomplished. Well on their way to going 3-0 here, and you start to think, wow, they're only going to get better.
Only going to get better.
Staff they've got.
That's right.
You look at how good they are now and how good they might be by the end of the year.
And Mason Veets setting up for the kickoff here.
Veets, a left-footed kicker. Short kick coming up. Adrian Grung.
Breaking through. Oh, it looks like he's brought down by Manny Mangata. I'm telling you, Manny is having a game.
Manny is having a season so far. He really has. And He is not the, he's not massive. He is not huge because he's only a sophomore. He is going to grow into his body. He's going to get bigger and stronger. And it's really amazing watching what he's been able to do so far the first 3 games of this season.
But it goes back to what you were saying, Bill, just the youth part of this lineup is just so critical, and again, watching what these guys are doing here is just nothing but but breathless here.
Arcevian going deep. He's got a man. Oh, just incomplete. There was coverage on the play by DeGloria and by Kearney.
Yeah, and speaking of Kearney, as the safety here, I'd like to send our well wishes out to Colby Flahive, the safety from the first 2 weeks, and he broke his ankle in last week's game, and we want to send him get well wishes, and we hope he's back out here before the season ends.
Yeah, it's unfortunate, especially early in the season, to have an injury like that. You hate to see it. And he's part of that talented defensive backfield. But it's, Tewksbury's tradition is next man up.
That's right. And let's see what they do.
All right, 2nd down and 10, and RSA Villain is going to hold on to the ball. Gain of about 3.
Yeah, a little QB run up the middle there for a small game. And Paxton Green looks like he's going to, yep, he got the tackle there. Yep.
So it's going to be 3rd down. They're going to give him 2 on the play. 3rd down and 8. Inside, outside, passing game. I mean, anything Belmont has tried, Tewksbury's had an answer to. RSA Villain calling signals out of the gun. 3rd down and about 8. Tewksbury looking like they're blitzing. Here they come. Oh!
And almost intercepted there from Sean Hurdle.
Sean had it right on his hands.
Looked like it bounced off his knee there, Bill.
Yep. He may be kicking himself after that because he had a lot of territory in front of him if he could.
He did.
He could have grabbed that.
He absolutely did.
So once again, a 3 and out, another 3 and out for the Belmont offense.
And I don't think they've yet to get a first down.
I don't believe they have. Stephen Hong punting for about the 6th time in the first half, I believe. Gets it away.
Looks like Michael Sullivan's set up.
Calling for the fair catch, and he will haul it in at about the 44-yard line. 45 is where they're going to mark it, and that is where Tewksbury will start their next drive with 3:47 left on the clock. And Tewksbury building already a 20-0 lead here against Belmont in the home opener here at Doucette Stadium.
Ciancio back to the huddle now.
I'll tell you, this is a beautiful field, a beautiful facility, and when you talk to people who come in from the outside, they just rave about the facility. The whole setup here is just beautiful. All right, 1st and 10 at the 45-yard line. Ciancio calling signals. Handoff is to Arbogast, trying to break a tackle. Cannot break the next one.
And it looks like he's brought down by number 77, Asa Rosenmeyer.
And I have to mention, Michael Sullivan was blocking the defensive back about 20 yards downfield, buried him into the turf, and that's the type of player that he is.
That's right.
In this situation, it didn't open up a hole, but wow, he just does not. He plays till he hears the whistle. All right, so 2nd down and 5, midfield. Handoff. Again, I think it's Arbogast. Not much room there up the middle.
Looks like they're going to give him some forward progress.
Looks like they will, about 2. So it's going to be third and about 3, 2:42 to go. Still plenty of time for Tewksbury to add to their lead.
Third and 3 for the Redmen.
And they still have that timeout as well.
They do. 1 timeout still to go here.
They break into Marauder territory there, in fact, actually, on the Marauders' 48.
Right, about the 48-yard line. Looks like Hurdle and maybe Hunter Johnson in the backfield here. Oh, no, it was Arbogast, and that is going to be 5 yards for a false start against Tewksbury, and that may have been Arbogast. It looked like he was leaning forward a little bit before the snap.
Yep. So they're going to send the ball back into Redmond territory at about their 47.
So we're going to call it 3rd and 8 now. Ryan Fleming coming into the game. Paxton Green coming out, so it looks like they're going to go with more of a spread formation here. Taking out the tight end, putting in extra wide receiver. And all right, so Tewksbury's going to use their last timeout here with 1:43 left on the clock.
Use their final timeout.
So it'll be interesting to see what they do here on 3rd and long. And Elwood bringing the group in.
You know, they're winding down the clock here a little bit. They're matching up. They're keeping the official time on the field, so they're matching up that with the clock here at the stadium. 1:34 to go here in the first half. Yeah, it will be interesting to see. This might be the time to maybe take out something out of the bag of tricks.
Yep.
We know that Coach Elwood always has a few interesting plays, and the way the defense has been playing, this might be a decent opportunity to take a risk, take a shot at something here.
All right, well, up 20, and again, the Belmont defense hasn't been able to answer really to much here from the Redmond offense. So let's see what Elwood has up his sleeve.
All right, Kenny Wynn is coming out. He's going to be wide to the left. Michael Sullivan is going to be wide right. Sean Hurdle and Alex Arbogast. And now Hurdle's going to move into the slot. Arbogast in the backfield. Ciancio calling signals. Ciancio back to pass. Looking downfield. Looking. It's going to be to Hurdle short. Oh, and Hurdle drops the ball.
Hurdle had it. He was wide open there. I think he was trying to run before he actually had the ball in his hands.
I think you're exactly right. I think he started to turn his head and didn't have it. Although I'm not sure he would have been able to get the first down. There was a Belmont defensive player right on him. So it's going to be 4th down. And Tewksbury will be punting with 1:27 to go. Michael Sullivan back to punt, counting up his players. Looks like they're short one, and that's why you do it. Folks watching at home may wonder why they're counting up like that. Just making sure they've got enough.
And in comes James Carroll.
Snap is clean. Sullivan to kick away. It's a line drive, low line drive kick. Fielded at about the 15-yard line.
And a gain of about 15 yards on the punt return.
Nice return. You're going to mark that up at about the 32-yard line. Oh, no, actually, I'm sorry, about the 29. He went out of bounds.
Adrian Gurung on the punt return there.
Offensive drive.
Gurung has had, whether it's been special teams or running the ball, has had probably the most positive yardage for the Marauders so far. There hasn't been a lot, but he's been the one providing most of the highlights.
He has, and again, Marauders are still seeking their first down. So let's see what they can do here on 1st and 10.
Spread formation. RSA Villain back to pass. Looks for a screen. Oh, beautiful open field tackle.
Ryan Fleming, great tackle, read that perfectly.
Stephen Hong, a little swing pass. It was a well-executed pass, but Fleming came up and just a textbook open field tackle for a loss of a yard, or excuse me, a loss of about 5 yards on the play.
That'll send the Marauders back to about their 24-yard line.
I can't imagine that the Marauders are too anxious to do too much here. Tewksbury doesn't have any timeouts left. They're not going to be able to stop the clock. We're down to 40 seconds. This will likely be the final play, barring an incomplete pass or a penalty. RC Villain. Back to pass. Looking downfield, he's got a man. And that is enough for the first down for Belmont.
And he's taken down by Braden Aylward and Nick DeGloria.
I think that was Cagliano on the catch. That was the longest play from scrimmage so far. It's going to be a first down at the 40-yard line, and it looks like Belmont's using their last time out here with 20 seconds to go.
Yeah, let's see what Belmont can do here in the last 20 seconds.
You know, the one thing Belmont does seem well suited for is a Hail Mary type of pass with the big,
size,
tall, wide receivers that they've got. So they're going to come out with 3 wide receivers to the left side. Cagliano, Brian Logan, the 2 biggest of the receivers. RC Villain calling signals. Looking downfield. Here comes the rush. And an incomplete pass. So it's going to be 2nd and 10, and that was...
Looks like it is intended for Ben Williams.
Ben Williams.
Yeah.
Second down for Belmont.
So that's one where they tried a little subterfuge. Their big receivers were on the left side. They tried to go to the right side instead, but the pass was underthrown. RC Villain, and maybe the wind has something to do with it, but his accuracy has not been impressive today.
Yeah, he is throwing into the wind. Should probably point that out, Bill.
Tewksbury coming on the blitz. RC Villain completes the pass down the right side, out of bounds.
And that's going to stop the clock.
Once again, that was to William. Gain of about 6 on the play, 10 seconds to go.
Looks like it's going to set up 3rd and 4.
Up 3rd and 4 from the 46-yard line. So this has actually been the most successful drive so far for Belmont within the last minute of the half.
Marauders looking to make something happen here.
Logan and Cagliano wide to the left. He's rolling to the left, looking downfield. It's Cagliano looking for maybe to pitch the ball, but he's kept in bounds, and that is going to wrap up the first half.
Yeah, brought down by Braden Aylward.
He was looking around like he wanted to pitch the ball to somebody, but nobody was there. So that's going to bring us to the end of the first half here at Doucette Stadium with the score: Tewksbury 20, Belmont nothing.
So just an impressive all around though from the Redmen, on both sides of the ball. It's been fascinating to watch. You know, both the offense and defense. And you know, the Marauders were able to make a little bit of something, move the ball down about 30 yards that last possession. But other than that, Marauders haven't been able to do much until about the last 20 seconds.
No, this is the first chance for us to see the Tewksbury defense in person, and really now we get a sense of why they held Lowell to minus 32 yards rushing last week. Their front 7, their front 8 is really aggressive, and they're not giving up anything on the ground.
No, they're not
at all. And they've been getting a good pass rush on, forcing some early throws. So this has been a truly impressive outing, and we'll see what happens. Belmont will get the ball to start the second half, and I'm sure they'll be trying what they were able to do on that last drive.
Ladies and gentlemen,
But what did you see out of the Tewksbury offense as they were going along here in the first half?
Well, I mean, you had Alex Arbogast. I mean, again, just the speed overall between Arbogast and then Hurdle with a couple punch-outs. You have, the line has been impressive. Ciancio has been on his game tonight. I thought, last week he threw for a couple interceptions. No turnovers today with Ciancio so far in the first half, which has been excellent to see the improvement there. And, we'll see if the Marauders now can regroup a little bit over the halftime here and see where they can, what they can do the second half.
You really can't stress enough how the offensive and defensive lines have performed for Tewksbury. The offensive line has just been blowing open some huge holes up the middle, and they've got a really, really strong front five there. So we'll see if Belmont has an answer, or if Tewksbury can build on their lead.
Yeah, absolutely. And it looks like, Bill, they're setting up here. It looks like they're, welcoming all the fall sports teams for Tewksbury.
It does. They're all here on opening night.
Just a great showing of support from the Tewksbury community. It's incredible to watch every time we come here and pack it in at Doucette Stadium.
Well, that's the thing, is you see such great support from the community, not just for the football team, but for all of the teams here. And we mentioned about the youth programs. Looking down in front, we're seeing a lot of Tewksbury youth football players right here in attendance. It just is anytime you got a game here at Doucette, it's a community event.
It really is. Even on a chilly night, it doesn't matter. Yeah, it is packed down here at Doucette Stadium.
we're over here on the far 30-yard line. We're going to start with Kyle Adams, Nicholas Alvarado, Evan Vesta, Peyton Haynes.
All right, so we're gonna take a break here for the halftime festivities, and we'll come back in a few minutes for the second half of tonight's ball game between Tewksbury and Belmont. Halftime: Tewksbury 20, Belmont nothing. All right, we're getting set for the second half. Kickoff: Belmont, which won the toss, they deferred. They will receive the second half kickoff. Mason Vitz lined up, and he scoots it along the ground, but we are underway.
Played hockey.
Belmont, a big hit.
Looked like from number 81, Skylar Schilling.
Big hit there. It looked like number 23, Adrian Garum, scooping up the ball, returning it to about the 35-yard line, and that is where Belmont will get underway here in the second half, trying to generate some type of an offense against this ironclad Tewksbury defense.
Yeah, a little dancing around there on that return. Starts them with the ball with the 37. Let's see what they do.
All right, 1st and 10 from the 37. And going to the air right away. And that is Brian Logan breaking free, and he is going to go the distance.
And what a great block by Chris Cagliano that really set up that run there.
Oh, but this one is going to come back. There is a penalty on the field, and the indication are that is going to be holding against Belmont. And I'll tell you what, I was thinking that was the play that they have been trying to run all game long, that quick out to one of their big receivers. This time it worked. Tewksbury catching a break with the holding call on Belmont, and that's going to come all the way back.
Stationed in Hawaii. One of my daughters went out there.
Yeah, so Belmont regroups, comes out firing, and unfortunately for the holding penalty here, it's going to set them back.
That's too bad for Belmont. That was exactly what they needed to start the second half, and instead of getting the touchdown, they're going to be looking at a first and, they're going to mark this at about the 24-yard line. So it's going to be first and about 23 right now. But that was the execution that they were looking for. The quick pass to Brian Logan from R.C. Villain, and as you say, the great downfield block from Chris Cagliano. So R.C. Villain now is looking again.
And this time, Ryan Fleming was there waiting for it. It looked like they were setting up for the same exact play.
Ryan Fleming having none of it this time. Fool me once, shame on you. Fool me twice, shame on me.
So scrappy is that Ryan Fleming, I'm telling you. Comes out of nowhere every time.
Well, that's the other thing. Fleming is not the biggest guy in the world, and he just went full tilt at a guy who's 6'5" and was right there to break up the play. So we're looking at 2nd down and 23 from the 24-yard line. R.C. Villain calling signals out of the gun, looking downfield, looking again for Logan, but incomplete, throwing behind him. But a really good pass rush.
Yeah, and Fleming right on top of R.C. Villain to bring him down just after the pass got off by R.C. Villain. But obviously incomplete there and sets up 3rd down.
Fleming coming on the safety blitz, and he really did come flying through. So it's going to be 3rd and an Uber ride. Right about
Yeah, 3rd and 23 it looks like, yeah.
Belmont again in the spread formation. R.C. Villain rolling out to his left, looking downfield.
Hurdle block.
Hurdle blocking the pass and landing on top of R.C. Villain. Coming on the pass rush, coming on the blitz, and he really just blew up that play.
And just unfortunate for the Marauders, not being able to get any momentum here from that penalty. That penalty really hurt the Marauders' chance here at trying to make something happen right out of the gate.
Well, and I'll tell you what, I didn't mention it earlier, but that flag was thrown on the other side of the field. And so that was an unnecessary penalty. That didn't have to happen on that. That was probably 40 yards away from where the play was happening.
That's right, Bill.
And there's that youth and inexperience.
Yep.
That's a young mistake right there by Belmont. All right, so this is Stephen Hung once again back to punt. Fields a low punt, and it's a low kick, but taking a Belmont bounce into Tewksbury territory, and will roll dead at about the Tewksbury 46-yard line.
Yep.
And that's where Tewksbury will take over. 1st and 10 with 11:10 to go here in the 3rd quarter. Tewksbury already with a 20-0 lead, looking to build off of that. And I'll tell you what, the touchdown was called back, but I guarantee you that in the film session on Monday, Coach Howard will show that play maybe a dozen times.
You're so right, Bill. You're so right.
He will remind his defense about that one. All right. So 1st and 10, Vinny Stianzo calling signals. I formation. There's the pitch to Alex Arbogast. No room this time on the right side.
Brought down by number 83, Bryce Hubbard, the junior.
So a gain of about 2 yards on the play, 2nd and 8.
The Redmen looking to make something happen here. Again, with Arbogast's speed, anything's possible here with 2nd and 8.
One of Alex Arbogast's really strong qualities is if there is nothing there, he'll get what he can. He really
fights for every inch, Bill.
He does.
Right.
He does, and it's rare that you'll see him make a bad decision where he'll have a big loss of yardage. All right, Cianzo going back, looking way downfield. He's looking for Sullivan, and it is incomplete.
Oh, almost intercepted there by number 23, Adrian Gurung. Great coverage from Gurung on Sullivan.
Yeah, that may not have. That was a sophomore mistake right there. That was probably an ill-advised pass. The coverage was really strong, and
Sullivan was the only Redmond downfield at that point, and you had a few different Belmont defenders there.
Yeah, and it could easily have been picked off. So we're looking at 3rd down and 8 from the 48-yard line. Tewksbury looking to keep this drive alive. Their first time with the ball in the second half. Triple wide receivers off to the left. Ciancio all alone in the backfield. Is a quick pass to Noon, or to Win rather.
Yeah, that's Kenny Noonian actually, Bill. And number 12, it looks like it's going to be good enough for a first down. Yep.
It is.
They're signaling to move the chains.
A nice job. A nice job grabbing grabbing that pass and slicing inside. He knew where the first down marker was and got just enough for the first down at the Belmont 44-yard line, 1st and 10, and the drive continues.
Great pass there too from Ciancio. He's looking crisp tonight.
That was a crisp short pass, needed to be right on the money, and it was. Here's a handoff to Hurdle. Hurdle looking to break it to the outside. He does. And he cuts it back to the inside. Big gain down inside the 20-yard line.
A nice tiptoe up the right side. He kind of cut back in and then eventually brought down by, it looks like 4 or 5 different Belmont defenders.
You get the feeling that every time Sean Hurdle gets the ball, he is just assuming that he's going to go the distance. he just is always looking for that, for that hole that's going to get him that big play, and he winds up getting some big chunk yardage plays. This time, first down inside the about the 19-yard line.
Yeah, the Redmen's 4th trip to the red zone this game, and we'll see what they can do here. 1st and 10.
It's Ciancio under center. Feel pretty confident going for it. So we'll see if they take a shot at the end zone or if they keep pounding away. Ciancio with the handoff. It's Arbogast. Arbogast looking for the corner. Cuts it inside. He's got the first down inside the 5 down to about the 4-yard line.
Yeah, some great blocking there by Hurdle, and Arbogast followed suit and then cut back in on that, but eventually brought down. Looks like at about the 4, as you said. Yep.
One of the nice things about having all the weapons that Coach Elward has with the Redmen is you don't overuse any of your backs. You don't run them into the ground. And both of these backs now in the second half, Hurdle, Arbogast, they look crisp. I mean, they look rested.
That's right.
This time it's Hurdle plowing ahead, looking for the end zone, and he's got it for the touchdown.
That's good for a Tewksbury touchdown.
Redmond just coming out firing. 26-0. They lead this game.
So the Tewksbury running attack, the two-headed monster, Alex Arbogast and Sean Hurdle, each with 2 touchdowns in this game so far, and Tewksbury has extended their lead to 26-0, 7:55 to go here in the third quarter. And a whistle interrupts the extra point attempt.
Looks like it's a false start, yep.
So that'll push Tewksbury back 5 yards for their attempt.
And they're going to leave Feudo out there.
Jackson Feudo has been 2 for 3 so far on his extra point attempts. Braden Aylward is the holder. There's a snap, the ball down, the kick is on its way, and it is good.
And that extra point is good.
Right down the middle, too, for Jackson Feudo, even with the 5-yard penalty. It looks great. He looks like he could have kicked that from about the 30.
I was just going to say that was his best kick of the night, to be sure. And that was, that's the type of kick that'll give Coach Elward confidence that if they need a field goal at some point, that he can take a shot at it for, 30, 35 yards.
Absolutely, especially in a game like this where you're running away with it at this point.
Yeah, exactly. And that's it. In a game like this, it's not going to come down to, a field goal, a particular kick. But there will be games. There will be games this season when they're going to need a big kick. And you're going to want to have confidence. And, freshmen or no, this is where you want to get your experience because
that's right.
Later on down the line, you're going to have a big situation. And you're going to need your place kicker to come up and come through in the clutch.
That's right. And Bill, when you think about it, I mean, you think about sort of the first possession from the Redmen in this game with the fumble, They have never looked back. They never
No.
looked back. It's been pretty much all Redmond since then.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. All right. And once again, getting set to kick off. Mason Vitz kicks it along the ground. And this time, Belmont decides to just cover it up.
Bryce Hubbard there landed on the ball about the 30-yard line. Looks like they're going to start.
Not taking any chances with trying to return it.
And let's see now what the Marauders can do on their second possession of the half. After the penalty, killed their first possession here this half.
It really did, and this offense, from what we've seen, is not well suited to deal with adversity. And I think you're exactly right. That penalty just took the wind right out of their sails.
Well, they got enough wind here tonight. Let's see if they can do something here on 1st and 10.
RSA Villain calling signals. It's tipped in the air, and it is intercepted. Intercepted, and that is Braden Aylward.
It looked like it was tipped.
It was tipped along the line of scrimmage, and Braden Aylward with the interception. Tewksbury will have the ball, and it looks like they're going to mark him at about the 24-yard line.
And Coach McCray from across the field looks like he's shaking his head a bit. So just a unfortunate set of plays here for Belmont. So let's see now. Redmond are going to get great field position. It looks like they're going to be starting about the 24-yard line on the Marauders.
That was terrific. It could have been, I'm not sure who got a hand on that. It could have been Paxton Green on this side, defensive end. And, when you keep going to the same play over and over again, eventually the defense
figures it out.
Knows what to do.
Exactly.
And the line got their hand up, tipped it, and Braden Aylward with just a terrific hustle play to pick it off. So 1st and 10. There's the pitch to Fleming, and he is inside the 20-yard line, down to about the 17.
And again, I mean, that's I just talked a little bit about how scrappy you got Ryan Fleming. I mean, he just comes out of nowhere for 6 yards there, zigzagging through the defense, and big gain here for 2nd down.
Ryan Fleming is really you want to have a bunch of him on your team on both sides of the ball. Just plays with a ton of heart, a ton of intensity for the 48 minutes, start to finish. All right, Ciancio, 2nd down and 4, calling signals. There's the handoff.
Again, Arbogast heads for the right side, and looks like he's brought down.
Looks like he may be just shy of the 1st down. They're going to mark him down at about the 16-yard line, it looks like. So we're looking about 3rd and maybe just a little over a yard. Oh, and hold that. There is a penalty on the play. So they're going to be bringing this back.
Yep.
And I mark it at the 26-yard line. So it's going to be 2nd down at about 12. That might have been a holding?
Yep.
On that play. Ciancio with the handoff to Hurdle. Hurdle busting tackles, dragging
Gets through, and
people.
it looks like another flag on the field now. On the left side.
It is. We'll wait for the signal. Hurdle got down to about the 20 on the run. And Tewksbury players are indicating that it is against them. Personal foul, face mask. Oh no, this is going to be against Belmont.
Usually when they throw the flag at that point, that late in the run, usually it signifies, you would think, a face mask, and sure enough, it was that this time as well.
So they're going to mark this down.
Yeah,
They're going to mark that halfway to the goal line. So they're going to mark it at the 10. So we're going to look at a 1st and goal to go at the 10-yard line.
It's going to be a 1st and goal for the Redmond.
Ciancio back to the huddle now, so about the 6th trip to the red zone for the Redmen here. So let's see what Let's see what they can do.
All right, Arbogast and Hurdle in the backfield. Ciancio calling signals. The handoff is to Hurdle. Hurdle breaking tackles, looking for the end zone, and he
gets in
for the touchdown.
Yeah, he broke through 2 tackles there to get through there, and then on the second tackle, literally he brought down into the end zone.
He was not to be denied on that one.
Nope, that's for sure.
So with 4:58 to play in the third quarter, Tewksbury's extended the lead to 33-0.
And with Hurdle's 3rd touchdown of the night, just impressive from the Hurdle-Arbogast collaboration here. And Feudo was no good.
Got a good piece of it, but it looks like he hooked it maybe a little bit.
Yep.
So with 4:58 to go here in the third quarter, Tewksbury will have to settle for a 33-0 lead here.
Settle. Yeah, you're right, Bill. I mean, again, just all Redmond ball. So let's see if Belmont has a response to it and what they try and change up here.
Well, we've seen just tremendous effort by the Tewksbury defense, and one of the things I'm sure that you're going to see is we're getting to that point where the Tewksbury defense can smell a shutout, and they do not like to give up garbage time touchdowns, and they are going to want to try to keep Belmont off the board. If Belmont's hoping that Tewksbury will somehow take their foot off the gas defensively, they're in for
Belmont's got another thing coming.
Yeah. The Tewksbury defense has a lot of pride, and I'm sure that they would like to get the shutout here.
Yep, Mason Veet sets up for the punt, or for the kickoff, excuse me.
And kick skitters downfield.
Yep.
And is once again covered immediately.
Kicked right to number 12, Liam McDonald.
That was interesting because he caught that on the fly and just went right down. No,
I don't think they want their second line running that.
About 7 yards to go.
Yeah, and some assistance there from defensive end Paxton Green. And you know, this set of downs right here, Bill, I mean, this is actually their 2nd first down of the whole game for Belmont. So just incredible what this defense has been able to do and just to hold Belmont to. But of course, Belmont here able to get onto Redmond territory. So let's see if Belmont can continue to capitalize 3rd and long from the Redmond 48.
Jaden Arno, the junior, calling signals out of the shotgun. Handoff up the middle. The big hold there for Adrian Gurin.
And eventually brought down by Blake Ryder.
And he is inside the 30-yard line down to about the 25-yard line. So this is going to be the deepest penetration of the day for Belmont.
Yeah, and definitely different take from the Redmond defense here. So it's they have not let pretty much anything up the middle. It looks like there's a flag.
Another one from Tooksy. Another personal foul.
On the Redmond, personal foul.
It is a personal foul.
I'm not sure who
really a late flag there.
Yeah.
Very late, but that's going to move the ball inside the 15-yard line, probably to about the. Well, now they're moving it all the way down to about the 12, about the 10-yard line.
Yeah, it's 1st and goal.
So it's going to be a 1st and goal to go for Belmont at the 10. So another personal foul.
I think this is the first time in the red zone for the Marauders. So let's see if they can capitalize on it.
Jaden Arno looking for the play from the sidelines.
Looks to be a little confusion.
All right, now he's set, calling signals. He's back to pass. He's looking for Logan in the corner of the end zone, overthrows him.
Yep.
Pass intended for Logan.
Again, you got DeGloria down there, just with great coverage. But yes, you're right, Bill. The ball was overthrown. No way Logan was going to have an opportunity to catch that.
No, and that's a pass that it's a great idea, but you could have kind of float that up there.
Float that up,
and
exactly.
let him go get it.
Correct.
Instead of trying to, zip it in there.
Correct. When you got a 6'5" receiver being covered by, DeGloria, who's probably around 5'10" or 11 maybe.
Yeah, I was going to say he's got to have 6 or 7 inches on him. All right, so this time, rare occasion, Arno under center. And he hands off to the big man.
Asa Rosenmeyer, number 77, and boy, that big man was sent flying backwards.
That is a very impressive effort by the Tewksbury defense right there. Looked like number 71, Luke Shaw, in on that stop. I can't say it really was a tackle because they didn't take the big man down, but they stopped him. He wasn't
And sent him back a few yards, in fact.
They did. They did. So it's going to be 3rd and goal to go as we come down about 2 minutes to go here in the 3rd quarter. Belmont back to their spread formation. Arno in the gun. Calling signals. Rolling out to his right. Pass it back over the middle. And
it looks like there's another
might be a late flag there. Yeah, there was contact as the pass came in.
And he was covered by number 9, Cam Carney.
Carney might have hit him before it came, and now they're talking about whether that pass was tipped. And if it was tipped, then you can't have pass interference.
Yep.
But they are going to call pass interference on Carney there. It was good coverage, but he just got there a fraction of a second before the ball.
Yep.
So it looks like they will move that inside about the 5-yard line. It'll be an automatic first down. Oh, no.
Oh, third down.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, third down.
This is a
replay.
change in the rules this year. The Federation rules. Pass interference is not an automatic first down when it's a spot foul.
Yep.
So this is going to be 3rd and goal to go from the 5. This is a different thing this year. So 3rd and goal from the 5. Jaden Arno, again, looking for the play.
Yeah, Coach McCray, also their offensive coordinator.
Gorung in the backfield. Looking, and there's a touchdown pass.
And a route, and A.J. Sini just could not catch up.
Now, a slant pattern to Ben William. Nice pattern, nice pass, accurate pass. And Belmont is on the board with 1:50 to play here in the in the 3rd quarter.
Well, Bill, I'd like to say, I think you might have jinxed them by talking about the shutout.
I may well have, but they ran some nice plays.
They did.
On this drive and got helped by a couple of penalties. That certainly helped them as well.
It looks like
Asa Rosenmeyer, who had run that ball at the 10, is also their kicker. We saw him kick off on the opening play, the opening kickoff of the game. So he is lined up for the extra point. Snap, the ball is down. The kick is no good. No good.
Yeah. And it looks like Tewksbury will hold them to just 6 points, so it'll be Redmond 33, Marauders 6, with 1:50 left in the 3rd.
I will say this, Asa Rosenmeyer is probably the largest place kicker that we'll see in high school football this year.
315 pounds from the big man. I mean, so that's a...
And 6'4". He is
a force to be reckoned with.
A force to be reckoned with.
But not a kicker.
But did not get all of that one. So 1 minute 50 seconds to go here in the 3rd quarter. Belmont has cut into the Tewksbury lead just a little bit, 33-6. And Tewksbury will get another shot here offensively. but that will do a little bit for the confidence of this young Belmont team to see. And it should be noted, this is with a new quarterback that they brought in for that possession. Another junior. They've got 3 quarterbacks on the roster. All of them are juniors. And this one, Jay Narno, did a nice job. And frankly, his accuracy on his passes was a lot better.
He responded. Absolutely did. Absolutely did, Bill.
All right, so Rosenmeyer getting set to kick off from the 40-yard line.
Looks like Hurdle's sitting up there to receive.
There it is. Hurdle's going to take it in at about the 21-yard line. Looking for an opening. He gets an opening. Breaks some tackles.
Still up.
Rosenmeyer, the kicker, grabs hold of his shirt and hauls him down.
And that's about a 36-yard return from Sean Hurdle. Again, just the speed. We keep talking about the speed from Hurdle and Arbogast, and that's a perfect example right there.
And that is not something we want to see. Hurdle is right now in some pain. He got taken down by Rosenmeyer. It was a clean tackle by the big man. Grabbed hold of his shirt, and Hurdle is in some
maybe a
pain
muscle
on the
spasm,
sideline.
maybe?
It could be a cramp.
Yeah, could be a cramp, yeah.
So we'll see. Hopefully we will see him walking around a little bit later on, but right now they're tending to him on the sidelines. All right, so Tewksbury with 1:38 to go here in the third quarter, starting at the 43-yard line of Belmont. Ciancio handing the ball off.
Number 14, Tyler Barnes, it looks like.
Yep. Getting a gain of about 3 on the play, down to about the 40.
Again, just showing you the depth of the Redmond backs right here, again, with Tyler Barnes.
And that is going to be the end of the third quarter, I guess. So the timing was a bit off. As we said, the official time being kept on the field. So that is going to be the end of the third quarter with the score, Tewksbury 33, Belmont 6. 1 quarter away from going 3-0 on the season.
Yep.
And certainly watching Sean Hurdle getting tended to on the sidelines, the one thing you're hoping for right now is, especially with some big games coming up, is not to have any injuries here.
Yeah, and especially after you saw Colby Flahive leave the game last week, and then later found out it was a broken ankle. Sort of fairly early in that Lowell game, and now to see Sean come off, Hurdle come off, hopefully it's nothing too serious here.
Oh, I thought I was going to have to add time. I thought it was off that way.
So as we start the fourth quarter, again, we're talking about so much about the backs, the running backs' depth on the Redmond here, and Tyler Barnes, is no joke, and is no, he's played very well for the Redmond in general for the last couple of years here. Let's see what he does now.
This is it. Is the underclassmen especially, they learn. You look for your opportunities, and when you get them, you make the most of them. This time it's going to be Alex Arbogast, and he's got a big hole, and there's going to be nobody catching him.
And again, just great block, and Kenny Nguyen on that one there. Great block downfield to really open up the hole for Alex Arbogast, and his speed, no one was catching him.
That was a 40-yard touchdown run by Alex Arbogast, his 3rd touchdown of the day. He blows a kiss to the crowd. Very nice. Very appreciative of the fans. And that is his, as we mentioned, he did not play last week on the college recruiting trip, but he has played in just 2 games, and that is his 7th touchdown of the season already.
We're going running clock. That's a signal.
Jackson Futo for the extra point, and it is good.
Yeah. Again, this freshman just so great on the kick. He's gone, I believe, 4 for 5 tonight. Is it, Bill?
4 for 6.
4 for 6
so far, and but that's it. And the more kicking he does, the more game kicking he does as a freshman. the better he's going to get.
Yeah, absolutely.
We mentioned as fans may be looking at the video, the screen. We're into running time now. The high school mercy rule with a 34-point difference. We're into running time for the remainder of the game. But Tewksbury's got some big games coming up.
Yeah.
You were mentioning next week.
North Andover.
Here
Yep.
is North Andover, and then Bill Ricca.
Yeah.
Who was, I think we heard it was like 35-0 against Wilmington at the half tonight.
Oh, they shut out Lowell in week 1 as well.
Yeah.
I think it was 40-0. So Bill Ricca is certainly going to be a force to be reckoned with this season for sure.
Yeah. So these are two big games coming up for Tewksbury. Things will start to get serious very, very quickly.
But certainly getting a test here, to be able to come out firing with now would be a 3-0 record to start the season.
Oh, it'd be a terrific way. All right, Vitz with the kick, scooting along the ground, scooped up.
And brought down by number 8, Richie Bongiorno, assisted by 81, Skylar Schillen.
There's a personal foul on them.
And that was Goering again.
And it looks like a flag on the field.
There's a flag on the field. So this is going to be a penalty. Looks like it might be against Belmont on the kick return team. Looks like they're getting ready to march off the penalty here.
So waiting for the official call here.
Dead ball, personal foul against Belmont.
Yep.
So it's going to be first down. They're going to mark that it'll be inside the 20.
Yeah, about the 17, I think, Bill. Yep.
That is exactly right, Rich.
18.
Some good math skills right there. All right, and that's where Belmont will start off with 8:45 and the clock running. And again, Jaden Arno calling signals. The spread formation in the shotgun. The handoff to Goering.
And breaks a tackle from Blake Ryder. Eventually thrown out of bounds by, that was number 7, Michael Sullivan. Yep.
Goering has done a decent job for them running the ball. He runs hard, puts his head down, gets what he can. Doesn't have blazing speed, but, one thinks that if they want to use this spread formation, they may want to incorporate the run game a little bit more.
A little bit more. They haven't been able to do anything with spread formation tonight, so it amazes me that they keep going to it a bit, but.
Yeah. I mean, if they can learn something from Tewksbury a lot of times will run out of their spread formation.
That's right.
That's a second down and 6. There's a handoff up the middle. It's Goering again.
Brought down by number 84, Paxton Green.
Gain of about 3 yards on that play. So we're going to call it third down and just about 3 yards to go. Clock inside 7 minutes and 30 seconds. Tewksbury with a comfortable 40-6 lead here on opening night, or home opening night here at Doucette Stadium. A chilly Doucette Stadium. The temperature in the 40s now. Folks bundled up a bit. Arno calling signals. Takes the snap. Again, it's Goering, and again, he is swallowed up at the 25-yard line.
Number 65, Albie Bosworth, as well as number 43, Harsha Pal. Great read by the Redmond defense there to now force Belmont with the fourth down here. It looks like the punt.
Coach Aylward has been able to substitute liberally, get a lot of players in here, get them some valuable playing time. And Belmont will be punting. Stephen Holland back to punt. And he shanks it off to the left side.
Brought out of bounds.
And it's going to go out of bounds at about the 36-yard line. Oh, no. And Belmont is going to get a new life because Tewksbury is going to get flagged for roughing the kicker.
Personal foul. Oh.
Again, these are the things that will drive Coach Elward nuts and will be talked about during film sessions.
And they're just not necessary at this point in the game.
No, absolutely not. Absolutely not. And this is where he wants his team to show discipline, show restraint, and show maturity. And these are the types of mistakes he does not want to see.
Yeah.
So the ball's going to be moved up all the way to the 40-yard line. Belmont will have the ball 1st and 10. Arno calling signals.
Snap.
Looks over the middle, and that is William again.
Brought down by number 6, Nick DeGloria, who tripped him up. But it wasn't enough for a first down, Bill, huh?
It is, and it's inside Tewksbury territory at the 49-yard line.
So we've got some substitutions here on the Redmond defense. Looks like you've got number 25, Sam McMillan, in there.
Ben Williams, 6'2", the smallest of the big three wide receivers for Belmont, but has quickly become Arno's favorite target since he came into the game. Arno, pump fakes, looking deep, and overthrows.
Yep.
He had 2 receivers down there.
Yeah, Cam Carney was down there, as well as number 1, A.J. Sini.
Good coverage on the play.
Sails out of bounds. He's 2nd down for Belmont.
But I like what I've seen from Jaden Arno. I like what I've seen from his arm. His execution has been good, frankly. Out of the two Belmont quarterbacks, he seems to be the more polished.
More polished, but it's unfortunate. I mean, 'cause with all the height and girth that they have between the receivers and their line, you would think that Belmont would be able to penetrate a little bit here. But unfortunately, they've been pretty much stopped all night long. Screen pass, it looks like here. Yep.
It is, and looks like it's going to go for a gain of about 5 yards on the play.
Yep. Eventually taken down. Looks like Cam Carney was there to wrap him up.
It was Austin Lassiter on the reception. They're going to mark him down at about the 46-yard line, so call it 3rd and 7. As we're coming to 3 minutes to go in the 4th quarter. 3 minutes to go in the home opener for Tewksbury High School. A very successful night, both for the football team and as we saw at halftime, all the fall sports teams recognized tonight.
Looks like they're going to set up trips here for Belmont. Let's see if they can make anything happen with it.
Arno.
And goes the other way.
And he's got a man, and it looks like that's...
Breaks a tackle from A.J. Sini, but eventually looks like...
That was like Cagliano, I think, over there on that reception. And he's got plenty for the first down. They're going to mark him inside the 30-yard line at about the 29. Belmont going with a no huddle as we come out in 2 minutes, 15 seconds to go in the game.
Again, setting up with the trips.
Arno looking again. This time it's for Logan.
And it looks like number 14, Tyler Barnes, was there waiting for him. The junior linebacker.
Mark it down about the 23-yard line. Gain of 6. Call it 2nd and 4. Arno takes the snap. Pump fake. Rolling out to his right. Looking down and overthrows the receiver.
Good coverage there, too. Number 36, Brandon Cantardi, cornerback.
Going stride for stride with Austin Lassiter. So the clock continues to wind here in running time. 3rd down, 4 yards to go from the 23.
And it looks like I do see Hurdle walking around now, so it might have just been a little bit of a cramp.
Yeah. Yeah. He looks like he's walking around just fine. So, yeah, it may have been that as he got grabbed, he cramped up a calf or something. All right, Arno in the shotgun. Under a minute to go in the game now. Now, there's a handoff up the middle. Once again, Adrian Goering.
Brought down by Matt Slagle, number 42.
Has enough for a first down. Coming down to 30 seconds. Time for at least one more play here.
This looks like this probably could be the last play of the game.
Could be, yeah. 3 wide receivers to the right side. Arno looking to the left, going to the corner of the end zone. Incomplete. Was looking for Logan. Overthrew his receiver. And that should be the final play of the game. We're under 10 seconds, and it does not look like Belmont will get another play off. So,
Yep.
the home opener here at Doucette Stadium, a rousing success. At Tewksbury High School rolls to a 40-6 win over visiting Belmont.
Go to 3-0 in the season, Bill.
Go to 3-0 on the season as they start to move into what is really going to be the iron portion of their schedule here.
Yeah. Just a dominant performance, though, all around from both sides of the ball with the Redmen tonight. Fantastic job by Coach Aylward and staff.
It's you come out of a game like this, and it's hard to find things to critique. But we know Coach Aylward and his staff well enough to know that they will find things.
Yes, that's correct.
The fumble on the opening drive, a couple of ill-advised penalties.
Yep.
The touchdown by Belmont that got called back.
Yep.
So he will always find room for improvement. But overall, offense, defense, special teams, this was a thoroughly impressive outing for Tewksbury High School.
Well, Bill, we'll be back next week, it looks like, for Week 4, home against North Andover.
North Andover, always a tough opponent for Tewksbury, whether here or down there. But the Knights should provide a stiff competition.
For sure, for sure.
All right, so we're going to wrap things up here from Doucette Stadium.